Yeah.
Yo. Want some chicken to go?
Welcome back.
We need to.
I be trying to pause to give you the opportunity to do it, but then you be looking at me and then I be looking at you. So fuck it, I'm about to do it. Okay. What it is, y'all? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Slow Unfold. I am Heaven.
I am Peasy.
And this is episode 11. Y'all know I love them ones. 111. 11.
1-1.
1-1-1-1.
Money. Welcome back. Oh.
Go ahead.
Wait. Let me do one thing first. Okay. Take 2.
Peace
and blessing.
Welcome back to another episode of The Slow Unfold.
Today is episode 11.
Wait.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. One more time.
From the top, people. Welcome back to another episode of The Slow Unfold. I am Heaven.
I am Peasy.
And this is episode, maybe it did make sense to say episode 11. You was on to some shit. All right, last take from the top.
Yeah, this the real one.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm so giggly, y'all. We're not even high. That's the crazy thing. We sober as hell.
We going through it on this intro, I swear.
Peace, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of The Slow Unfold. It is, we don't even have to say what fucking episode it is. Fuck it. You already write it in the goddamn title description. You know it's episode 11.
You know it's 11. You know it's episode 11.
Welcome back to another episode of The Slow Unfold. I'm Heaven.
I'm Peasy. My bad, y'all. We trying, okay? You hear me? We trying.
If y'all not following us anywhere else, we are DMPZ on TikTok, Instagram, the other app. That one platform.
That y'all love us for.
All on.
This is the only place you'll find us at Heaven and Peasy.
Yeah. But everywhere else, we are DMPZ. For any questions that y'all want us to answer on our next Yapcast, y'all can go ahead and email us at
love@dmpz.com.
Yeah. Make sure it's constructive questions and don't hit us up trying to book us for no sketchy shit. You feel me?
Because then you're going to get blocked on email.
Don't flood our emails with, hey, you're hot. Hey, I love you. I
don't believe they'll do that. I believe we'll get some. I believe they'll leave that to the DMs. I don't believe that.
Shit.
I think they know.
Y'all better know. Anyways,
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Last week we talked about hyper independency and codependency. Wait, before I even get to that, make sure y'all drop a like right now because this is going to be a bomb ass episode. Bombs drop it. Make sure y'all drop a like down below and leave a comment. Like you said, email us at love@dmpz.com. Okay, we back.
And if you're not subscribed over here, subscribe over here.
Yes, we are so close to hitting our goal of 10,000 subscribers. I know we at 2,000 and that might seem so far away for a lot of people, but 10,000 is so close. We about to hit that number real soon.
So close.
So close. We're not far away, especially because we've been consistent. And I mean, we've been growing exponentially, relatively quickly. I think because our platforms are just so big on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok that people are just finding us. And we haven't even been promoting a YouTube channel like that for real.
Right.
The only thing I be doing every day is just retweeting on Twitter.
Yeah.
We barely even started posting the Instagram and TikTok shorts to actually show who we are and actually show our personality here. So I think we're doing really good to say we haven't been promoting this space.
Listen, when you give love, you always gonna receive it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always gonna come back. We don't even have to chase or fight for it. It's gonna come back.
Because it's ours.
Man.
We deserve it.
Hey, listen, hyper independence. So shortly after we dropped that episode, we ended up meeting a couple, and it was real cool. They invited us to go hiking. He actually went
by
himself. He went without me because I had a wash day. If you know, you know. And later that evening, we ended up meeting up together. We all went out or whatever. And they were like, yeah, you know, once you get to a point where you feel comfortable, you can pay people to do your hair for you. And I was like, yeah, actually, I could do that right now. But I don't like people doing my hair for me. I like to do it myself. And then I was talking about how I got my nails done. And I was just saying, you know, I like having my nails done. I don't like the process of getting it done. I wish I could just drop my fingertips off at the salon and then come back and pick them up later. I like having my hair done. I don't like the process of sitting in somebody's chair for hours getting it done. And the girlfriend, she clocked the fuck out of me. She said, you have a hard time receiving help, don't you?
Hey, she ate with that.
Like, why are you so loud? I just met you yesterday.
I remember her saying that, and I just looked, and then I just looked back again because I was like, what the girls be doing?
Exactly. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, you know, I'm working through accepting help, but it's also just the process of sitting and waiting for them to be done when I want to move at my own pace that also gets in the way of me accepting help and service from others. It's the need to give up control. Right. But say all that to say, hyper independence has also created this hard shell on me. It's it's conditioned me to be this hard body where I feel like I gotta fight. I have this fight mentality. I have to fight for control. I gotta fight for the job, the opportunity, the partner, whatever. And with me unlearning hyper independence and being a part of a community and taking advantage of the resources and the love that's around me, I have to learn softness.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn to be soft. And despite how much society would tell you that softness is weakness, that shit takes so much more than to be a hard body. It's so much more power in softness. I mean, actually, I'm not going to compare the two because it's a balance. You want to have balance, but it's a lot more power in softness than what we are taught to believe.
Right, especially as men. And I mean, that conversation is really, I'm save that conversation for right now.
Go ahead, get into it.
Because we were conditioned as men to be bulletproof, to be like, no, don't shed no tears, don't cry, you know, don't make no faces, like all these different things.
Boys don't cry.
Right. we were conditioned we were conditioned to just like be doers and be in this shell. And let me gather my thoughts first before I continue.
Don't worry, because that's what I journaled for.
Yeah, we journaled today.
Talk about authenticity. A lot of these prompts, like we said. Oh, wait.
Man, I want to finish.
Yeah, finish what you were saying.
I want to finish that first for you. And I did want to make this point too about, because you were talking about how you were conditioned to be hard. As men, we were conditioned to be hard as well in a different way, right? But we were conditioned that we had to go through all of these things. We had to don't cry, you know, just show up in the face of adversity all the time, man. We never had the opportunity to show like our own form of softness ourselves because we were just so hard and softening up, letting go of like aggression, letting go of like assertive is not really that's a trait that's neither here nor there, but letting go of this aggressiveness, letting go of like control, having to open up and being soft is not something that that I'm not used to, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of men aren't used to as well. I mean, it's something that I've been practicing, right? Becoming soft, expressing more emotion, asking for help, like all of these different qualities of softness that I've had to actually learn over time. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out based on what you had said.
How have you been able to pretty much reframe your idea of softness? Like, what does that look like for you now that you know this?
What does softness look like now?
Yeah, like what does softness look like to you now?
Now I can go in my journal.
My handy dandy notebook.
Yeah. The first line on my page is softness is letting go of the ego.
Okay.
That's the first line on my page. And the reason that I closed my book back, it was because like you can be so egotistical in the fact of like, no, I don't need to be soft. Like that ain't what men do. You know what I mean? Like that ego. So the first things first is not allowing the ego to get in the way of allowing myself to actually be human. Mm-hmm. Allowing myself to experience emotion and just open myself up to you more in particular, because how I did write in my journal, there are ways and times that we have to be hard, but I can be completely soft when I'm with you. Yeah, you are like my safe space, and with myself too. But more likely than not, I'm more willing to be more soft with you than I am in any other space in my life. Softness is me giving myself permission to be confused, or giving myself permission to not know things, giving myself permission to just be more graceful with myself. Also, softness is showing me vulnerability, allowing myself to be more open and honest with you, because I think that softness is honesty, and I really like that word, because softness, these are still strong characteristics. It's just in a more gentle way, right? Yeah. But softness is not explosive. Like we can't work together if like exploding on everything that you say. It's like softness is responsiveness. It's not reactiveness. Mm-hmm. It's a better form of communication. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is what I think softness is. Yeah. Now looking back versus what I was projecting majority of my life of being hard body, like all these other different traits, I'm now exposing myself and opening myself up now to these traits. Earlier,
when you said that you don't like the word, it was a little funny because a lot of times our ego makes us attached to meanings of things. Yeah. You know, you don't have to like or dislike the word, because the word is the word. Just because we use the term softness to describe something doesn't negate its effect or its power at all. Absolutely. Even if you look at, textures, there's a lot of power in, laying on a soft bed after a long day of hard work, mm-hmm. or swaddling a baby in a really soft blanket so that it knows what warmth and love feels like. Just like I said earlier, just because we consider something soft doesn't mean that it's weak. Doesn't mean that it's, docile or, has no power to it. And for me, like, I think of softness as a quiet power. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I gotta turn to my journal, because if I don't, I'm gonna be yapping on and on and on. So I gotta make it make sense. So I think of softness as a quiet power. The energy in it is very passive. We don't need to exert ourselves by being too active. We could just attract. Being softness is us giving up the need for control and just allowing everything to fall into place as it should be. We don't need that fight mentality the way that, hardness does. Hardness is more commanding. It's the need for control. It's the need to fight for things. That's how we would view masculinity. The masculine is very active, and too much of it can be chaotic. Whereas softness, it's more feminine. She's passive, she's quiet, she's soft. Everything is just going to come to me. When I think of softness, I think of the idea to surrender, which is to, again, choose to give up my need for control and trust that the universe already knows what it's doing. In order for me to get what I want, I have to stop standing in my own way and stop standing in the Most High's way and just allow the natural order to play out the way that it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's non-resistance. I don't have to be aggressive and controlling. I can just let things happen and let it come to me the way that it should in its own divine right.
Yeah. No, I just, you got a way with words that I love so much. Yeah, this me being soft. This is me expressing some gratitude and I guess emotions. But I really love the way that you communicate yourself.
Thank you.
And I think it's beautiful because I'm working on my communication and I'm learning different ways to express these different things, especially stuff like this, so I can talk directly to men or whoever needs to hear it. Mm-hmm. I love the way that you just broke that down.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like a lot of my speech has come from the amount of writing that I've done growing up. Mm-hmm. In school. A lot of people say that school doesn't prepare you for anything, but it does. It's up to you to decide your real world applications. In school, I wrote a lot of essays and a lot of papers. I had to do a lot of reading and a lot of research. So over time, I just learned how to, one, seek knowledge, observe it, and make my own interpretations, and then assess my own knowledge on that thing. I've also learned how to express myself or communicate my thoughts and ideas in creative ways to where multiple audiences can pretty much grasp what it is that I'm trying to convey. And most of my teachers in my life made sure that we had a dictionary or a thesaurus in class, or points would be deducted from your grade. And I was a straight A student coming up. Okay, I ain't play that shit.
So yeah, I love that so much. And I think that is going to help me along with my communication. Mm-hmm. And help me, you're going to be able to help me actively, these conversations. I mean, we talk all the time. We just starting to record these.
Right.
But I think you're going to be able to help me project and share more proficiently. Yeah. But what I want to get into is softness as surrendering.
Softness as surrendering?
Yeah, because we both kind of mentioned that. Mm-hmm. And so what I had wrote down in my journal is I wrote down softness is surrendering to truth. Mm-hmm. It's saying that this thing hurt me, or this mattered, or I'm scared right now.
Okay.
And so it's basically saying softness is surrendering the illusion that control equals safety.
Right.
Always trying to control situations. Always trying to make sure you're not scared, not allowing yourself to feel scared or feel unsure or feel uncertain. And the reason I wanted to hit on it was because it reminded me of a time where I was where I had to surrender to truth, to you. Mm-hmm. And so basically, I don't remember exactly what had happened, but there was a situation where we were at a place, and I think you had did something that it just probably didn't sit right with my spirit, or it just didn't feel right in the moment. And I never said anything about it for days. Like, I think maybe 3 or 4 days had went by, and I was holding on to that thought myself, like not projecting it onto you, but it was making me have my own internal turmoil, having me made me feel a lot more insecure because I didn't allow myself to tell you this hurt me.
Right.
You know, and so in that moment, I had to surrender, or I had to be soft enough to surrender to truth so that I can't even communicate that effectively to you. And what I'm realizing now is that it made me more vulnerable, for one, but it also showed me that I didn't have to hide anything from you, because in that moment you were like, okay, thank you for telling me, we can work on this and we can, you know, how do we move past this? And so that gave me so much reassurance and so much gratitude and so much appreciation to you for allowing me to see that I can be vulnerable, that I can admit to you that this thing or something is making me feel uncomfortable, or these things are making me feel this way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I think I remember us having a situation like that, but I don't remember what the issue was.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't something big. It was just something.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was definitely before we started traveling, right?
Yeah, before we started traveling. Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, he really didn't feel safe enough to tell me this. I'm not even upset about it. Like, come on, let's get to action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And I'm grateful that I'm grateful in my own growth to be able to give you that safe space. You know, that tells me that I've been able to embody grace a lot more, to the point where I am calm enough for you to bring your problems to me and not feel reluctant because I might be reactive, you know? Yeah. And I even have a similar experience where I had to surrender my need for control in a situation, and it just goes to show that being soft has definitely protected our relationship in so many ways. For me, I was able to take pressure off of myself and stop trying to be someone that you're not expecting at all. And this scenario, I was thinking back to when we were in Mexico and we had finished watching that show, and, you know, kind of put us in a mood. We were breathing together, and, you know, like the sexual energy was just high, and I was ready for it. I wanted it. I was so excited, but then I had to pee. I had to use the bathroom. And you know, when you wet already, and then you go to the bathroom and then you wipe, and then it's like, damn, I kind of just wiped all of the
Wiped all the juices off.
I just wiped it all off. And I was like, okay, you know, no problem. I'm horny, so she gonna make it do what it do regardless. And then I came back and we picked up where we left off. We were breathing. We were just, you know, like resuming everything that built up that energy. And I was like, okay, I feel the blood flow. I feel it here. I feel it here. I can feel it physically in here. But then I'm like, I'm not wet. Because I think like you were rubbing it. And I'm like, this feels a little more friction than it should be because I'm horny. But this don't feel like it. It didn't feel great. It just felt like friction, because although mentally I was there, physically my body wasn't there yet. And I was in such a hurry. I felt like I needed to fight to get back to that point so that we can have sex and we can have fun. And ultimately I was just trying to force my body to do something that it just wasn't ready for in that moment. And all of that pressure that I put on myself made me feel bad and made me feel very insecure. And then there was, you know, a brief second where I realized, you
don't have to do this.
Yeah, I realized that we don't have to do this. You know, he never said, let's have sex. Neither of us said, hey, let's have sex. And I'm putting so much pressure on myself to get to this point that neither of us were actually expecting. We want it, but he's not demanding this from me. And I felt so safe because shortly after I had that thought, you literally said it out loud too. You were like, we don't have to have sex right now. And it just brought like a wave of reassurance and relief, because I'm struggling to be in control of a situation that didn't need control. All I had to do was just wait it out and just allow the moment to pass through the way that it should. I want to say that experience protected our relationship, because that stopped a pattern of me trying to force myself to do something that I'm not ready for, or me making things obligatory when it's really not. And now I don't have to build up resentment for you or myself, and I don't have to look at sex, something that I enjoy, I don't have to look at it as a chore or a job, regardless of if I want to do it.
And you don't have to do something that your body is telling you no to. And I think that was a really powerful moment in our relationship too, because I remember that day too, and I remember how you were saying like, oh wow, this took so much pressure off of me, and you were even able to relax into it after that, because you realize like, oh, we don't have to do this. This is not like priority, like sex isn't the main thing that has to happen in our relationship,
right?
And that even relieved some pressure off of me too, because I was like, I hope she don't feel forced that we, and it just worked. So I appreciate you for even doing that in our relationship, because like you say, that it just shows how much we can actually show up. And I think that just allowed the room for communication in our relationship furthermore, because if you wouldn't have said nothing and you would have did it, and you wouldn't have felt good,
right?
Or if I would have kept holding on to that thing that I had in my brain and not said anything, I wouldn't be as expressive,
right?
So these things, what's the word? You be saying modalities. Is that the right word? These modalities, these different things allowed us.
Oh wait.
Oh, something like that.
Okay, these things.
These different things, they allowed us to be more communicable, not only with ourselves but with each other, and they allowed for us to further grow. Because if we wouldn't have said anything, we would continue to perpetuate the same thing over and over again. And eventually that would get passed down to children's children. But we are able to communicate and break that cycle in these moments. And we're able to allow each other to be vulnerable. And I greatly appreciate you for allowing me to be vulnerable, because not right now that I haven't been the most emotional person, or the most readily available person. But since being able to express these different things to you, it's like, okay, she trusts me enough for me to be vulnerable. So now that I know that I can be vulnerable and I have the space to be vulnerable, not only do I can share that with you, but now I can go out in the world and express that with discernment, right? I can express that now on a whole nother level when I'm communicating with people that I'm just meeting. And I'm now able to even share more of myself. Even right now, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation right now if we didn't do those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that softness helped us. That softness made it easier for us to show up even more authentic in any given situation.
Yes.
And I would even add on that it's made me slow down and actually assess how I feel in the moment, and whether or not I'm willing to reframe how I feel or how I think about it. For instance, like in that situation, if I'm not in a mood, I can acknowledge that I'm not in the mood right now, but I want to be. I'm willing to get there. I'm not going to force it, but knowing that I'm willing to get there paves the way for us to just make it happen on its own time.
And can I add really quick? It that allowed us to find a new way to get you there as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we finna have sex now. Now it's like, okay, we can breathe. We can enhance our pleasure through foreplay. You know what I mean? Like, it allowed us to have a whole nother experience in that moment. But you can continue.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm really glad that you said that as well. But also, even in situations where I'm feeling angry or I feel betrayed and embarrassed, you know, these negative and volatile emotions, I can assess that and acknowledge how I feel. I can accept that I am angry, but I am willing to give myself grace, or I am willing to give this person grace and see beyond that and find peace and joy in the bigger picture. Because a lot of times, you know, how I feel right now, that doesn't really determine how life is going to be for me. It's always about finding joy in the bigger picture. I also want to acknowledge how our relationship has transformed over the years, even with, you know, the recent times, us learning to surrender and us learning the softness. Over time, our relationship has become a healing ground for self-discovery, for forgiveness, for acceptance, and all of this is fueled by our willingness to just love and accept each other. And in return, we're both able to shed so many layers of us, to drop these walls of protection because we're both safe here, to do away with any facades or masks that we might hold, because we both pretty much understand and accept that the Most High made us perfect already. And now we can just focus on our mutual goal, which is growth and, you know, growing in love with ourselves and each other and the world around us. And I feel like it is a blessing to have, and I'm grateful that I have you to do it with, to discover this with.
I am too. I'm so grateful for it because we would not be here if we didn't do those things. We will not be here. Not in this space. This has been the healing ground. This has been the best. This has been the best way for us to heal, for us to grow, for us to accept each other and continue to move forward. And I love it. I love it so much. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you for all of this though. Like, I mean, I don't know how many ways I can say it, you know, just for allowing me to know what it's like to be vulnerable, for me to know what it's like to be present enough in my body to say how I feel, because I haven't always been able to say how I feel. I believe these different things. You're just amazing. And we're amazing together. We go together real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
We locked in.
We locked in for life.
For life first.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Our light just died. Our mics are on the verge of dying right now too.
If it ain't one thing, it's a goddamn other.
Yeah, but we're gonna next podcast, we're gonna make sure everything charged up. But I think y'all got some good out of this. Well, I know that y'all got something good out of this. But let us know down below in the comments what you think it is. Let us know in the comments how you had to be soft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let us know what softness looks like to you and how softness shows up in your world. You got anything to add before we close out?
No.
So thank y'all for watching. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to a friend. You know, this message may not be for you. It may be for somebody that you know. So share it with somebody who needs to be soft.
Yeah, and this don't only have to apply in a romantic relationship either. This can be something that you put into practice with a friend, or even with healing wounds within your family and repairing relationships. It doesn't, everything that we talk about doesn't only have to be applied for when you are in a romantic relationship, because love is love regardless.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to email us at love@dmpg.com with any questions, comments, concerns. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to episode 11. Peace out.